and welcome to the Ozarks Amateur Radio Society 2-meter net. This is Whiskey 0 Zulu Alpha Charlie W0ZAC net control for tonight's net. My name is Zach Zulu Alpha Charlie Hotel, and I'm located in Mount Vernon. This net meets every Tuesday evening at 7 p.m. local time on the W0 OAR repeater at a frequency of 146.97 megahertz with a negative offset and PL tone of 162.2. This net is also available on NetLogger for all who wish to check in early. This is an informal, direct net, but it can be interrupted at any time if there is emergency traffic. If there's any emergency traffic, please call now. Okay, nothing heard. I'll now make a few announcements of interest to amateur radio. The Ozarks Amateur Radio Society meets on the second Saturday of the month at the Happy House Restaurant in Monette, Missouri. The meeting begins at 7 p.m., but you're welcome to come at 6 p.m. to eat and enjoy some good conversation before the meeting. Individuals pay for their own meal, but of course you don't have to eat to attend the meeting. All are welcome, including family members and those interested in amateur radio. More to follow. Hams and eggs. The OARS Saturday morning breakfast meetups are back in swing. During the month of January, we'll meet at the Mount Vernon Family Restaurant at 7:30 a.m. So that's every Saturday for the remaining Saturdays in January. OARS is now operating 3 regular nets, the D-Star net, Mondays at 8 p.m. local time on the 444.150 machine, the 2-meter net, Tuesdays at 7 p.m. local time, right here on 146.970, and a simplex net on the first Saturday of each month at 7 p.m. local time on 146.460. This net is also being streamed live on the 5-9 Radio YouTube channel. So if you want to hear how you sound on the air or you missed part of the net, you can go back to 59radio.com for details and a link to the channel. Lastly, Winter Field Day is January 28th and 29th, beginning Saturday the 28th at 1900 UTC and ending Sunday at 1859 UTC. I'd love to hear about your plans for Winter Field Day. I'll now begin taking check-ins, and we will start with NetLogger. First up on the NetLogger list is AE0OC. Hello, Wes.
Well, hello, Zach, and everyone on the net. Hope everybody's doing well tonight. For Field Day, I am planning on going up to the Smart Club. They're having their Tech Day, and I know Harold's going to be taking his repeater up there to be worked on. I've got a radio I might take up there to piddle with a little bit. I need to put a new memory battery in it. And it might be fun to do it up there with some other people around. It's not a big project. I could do it at home if I needed to. But we'll see if they have time to play with it. Had a great net last night. Really appreciate everybody that checked into the D-Star net. It was a lot of fun. We had 8 check-ins, which is about double what I'd expected. And so we did really good. But other than that, been playing around on 10 meters, having a good time, getting a lot of TX on 10 meters out of Europe. Even though I can't turn my beam, I'm headed east, so I might as well take advantage of that. That's about all I've got for tonight, so I'm going to turn it back over to you. You're doing a great job, and looking forward to listening to the rest of that. AE0OC, back to you, Zach.
Well, very good, Wes. Thanks for checking in tonight. The SMARC thing, are they doing like a combined Tech Day / Field Day event?
Well, that is correct, yes. They are going to start at 10 o'clock with, they usually have like a presentation class thing or whatever. And it usually lasts till close to 11. And then we're going to start working on some radios and what have you, and kick off field day when it begins. I'm not sure the exact time that it starts. It might be 11 actually. And they'll have a couple of stations set up there, maybe even more than a couple, for anybody that wants to get on there. And of course they'll be trying to do field day for the club call there, and having a good time. So, and they'll have food. Food's always a good thing. They'll have lunch and dinner both, and the Smart Club provides the main course, but they do ask you to bring a side dish if you can. So, but if you don't, we'll still let you in. But anyway, it should be a fun time, and it'll be inside out of the weather. So, even if it's cold, come on down. All the details are on Smart's webpage at it's marc.org, and you can find the address and everything there. So that's all I've got for you guys. OARS, back to you.
Well, very good, Wes. Thanks for all that information. The start time on field day is 1900 UTC Saturday, which, if I'm not mistaken, would be 1 p.m. local time. Well, thanks again, Wes, for checking in. We'll say 7-3 and move to our next net logger check-in. That would be KE0MAD. Sean, how are you this evening?
Oh, doing pretty good, Zach. Thanks for doing the net, and hello everybody on the net. This is KE0MAD, and also got a second check-in here, a visitor check-in. And I'm gonna let Brandley check in. You want to check in, Brandley?
Yeah.
Tell me you're checking in.
I'm checking in.
There's Brandley checking in. All right, and I don't have nothing much for the net, so we'll just let you move along there, Zach. Thank you very much for taking both our check-ins. This is KE0MAD.
Very good, Sean. Thanks for the duo check-in there. Say hello to Brindley for us. Sounds good on the radio. We'll say 7-3 to Sean and move down to our next net logger check-in, KE6GAE. Dave, how are you this evening?
Thanks, Zach. Thanks for running the net tonight. Well, I'm doing better since I got out of work and got home. Just working on the gateway, finishing up some stuff there. And Sean, I have to get with you. I think I might have found a solution I'm going to test. We might be able to go with what we got. But other than that, guys, we're real close on the gateway. The gateway itself is up and running. We should be getting registered in the D-Star DNS here probably within an hour or two. So we're real close. I was disappointed I couldn't have it up Saturday, but we will get it up for everybody. That's all I've got for now, so we'll pass it back to Net Control, KE6GAE, back to Net Control.
Alrighty, Dave, thanks for checking in tonight, and another big thanks for all the work you're doing on the D-Star equipment there. That's a big undertaking for sure, and we appreciate it. We'll say 73 to Dave and go down to our next net logger check-in, K0SQS. Good evening, Harold.
W0ZAC in the net, K0SQS. Good evening. Couple of things. Number one, I am planning on attending the Tech Day at Smart with, and I'm taking the Fusion 440 repeater up with me. Sean kindly put a new power amplifier in it, PA, but he said that there was some other problems that he couldn't quite figure out, so going to go up there and see if we can get to the bottom of it. Also, when I checked into NetLogger tonight, the list automatically populated, including myself, and I didn't upload the data, and I was kind of curious how that happened. Anyway, if you can enlighten me, I'd appreciate it. Anyway, back to net. K0SQS.
Alrighty, thanks for checking in, Harold. So on my end of NetLogger, when you start to monitor the net, I see that you are monitoring, and I type in your call sign, and poof, it populates the data.
Okay. I did not realize it worked that way. Thank you very much.
Yep, NetLogger is a pretty cool tool, pretty handy. You get everybody's name, and well, you see it all there too, all the stats on everyone. As long as I can type as quick as check-ins come when we get to the over-the-air portion. Thanks again, Harold, for checking in. Hope you have fun at Tech Day, and we'll say 7-3 and move down to Marvin, N0MLP. Good evening, Marvin.
Good evening, Zach, and everybody else on the net, and I hope everybody's had a good day and having a good evening. Not a whole lot going on around here. I've been playing around on the hotspot with some D-Star and seeing who all's out there in the world. So finally figured out how to go find the reflectors on there. I'd never messed with one, so just been playing around with that today and dealing with a minor toothache, nothing horrible, but not good either, so be glad when my dentist appointment gets here so I can get them suckers yanked out. So, but other than that, that's about all I got, I guess, and I just hope everybody's having a good night. And Zach, appreciate you running the net. Everybody's sounding good out there. 73's back to the net.
Very good. Well, thanks for checking in tonight, Marvin. Good to hear from you, as always. I haven't been up to too much myself, actually. I got a cool QSL card in the mail today from K4IA. And if you haven't heard of him, he's the guy that wrote the books, Pass Your Amateur Radio, Insert Test Here, like Tech, General, Extra, whatever. I read this guy's books, and what do you know, if I didn't contact him on the radio a while back, I sent him a card, and he sent me one back, so that was pretty neat. Marvin, thanks for checking in tonight. We'll say 7-3 and jump down to our next check-in, KA0RM, via phone patch. Go ahead, Bob.
KA0RM, just north of Kansas City, Missouri up here with a new radio. We're trying it out here and see how it's working. Sounded pretty good down that way. The K4 call you called, I think he's the guy, Zach, that would give us a whole bunch of those amateur books that for the Hamfest here for the last couple of years. I think that's the guy there. I'm not sure, it might not be, but it sounds like it is anyway. And also I was thinking yesterday, that's dangerous for me now, but I was thinking yesterday that when we go on these park outings, depends on what direction it is from us, like if it's up north or it's down south, whatever. Let's try to wrangle a bunch of these school kids. We'll have a month or so ahead of time. Marvin, if you're listening, let's try to wrangle a bunch of these school kids to get them out there and have a good time. I think that would work out pretty good. What do you think, Zach?
Well, I think that sounds like a fine idea, Bob. We'll have to get on recruiting and get some folks out there. You could probably count on the Boy Scout troops to get involved.
That'd be all right too, but I was just thinking about the general population that keeps schools. I've always wanted to get a radio in a school here in Aurora for years, but I haven't had too much cooperation there. You really need a teacher or a principal or somebody that has got a license to do that to start with. But I was thinking on this, if we could get a bunch of these school kids interested in this, why, we might have something going. Anyway, Zach, sounded good. Everybody else sounded good there. Hello, Marvin. And hello, Nevaeh. And we'll back out of here, and we should be getting home about 11 o'clock, I would think. Like I said, we're up near north of Kansas City. Sounded okay. Kilo Alpha Zero, Romeo Mike, Northern Missouri, Mobile.
Alrighty, Bob. Well, thanks for checking in. Sounding good tonight. Drive safe out there. Well, that brings us to the bottom of the net logger list, so we will now begin taking over-the-air check-ins. When you check in, please space your calls, give your call sign phonetically, and then the regular way, along with your name and location. Check-ins will be acknowledged, and comments or announcements will be invited from each station. We'll begin the over-the-air portion with short-time, low-power, or mobile stations. Please call now, W0ZAC.
Kilo Foxtrot 0 Quit Aviation. It's KFI 0 IQA at Barry and Jenkins.
Kilo Echo 0 Zulu X-Ray Lima, miles out of Marionville. KE0 ZXL in Marionville.
Whiskey Echo 0 Victor WE0V, a lane in northeast Joplin, no further traffic.
Kilo Foxtrot 0 Hotel Oscar Delta KF0 HOD Bob and Boaz with request.
All right, we'll hold it up right there. Got like 5 check-ins that round, so we'll start at the top with, is it K0 IQA? I missed the first part, Barry.
Kilo Foxtrot 0 IQA.
Kilo Foxtrot 0 IQA. Barry, how are you this evening?
Doing fine, Zach. Now, I spend a good bit of my time nosing around to find out what's happening in the world. And I found something today that's absolutely fascinating to me as an old airline pilot. Airline captains with the first class physicals required to take an electrocardiogram. After they're 40 years of age, they're required to take an electrocardiogram once a year on their flight physical. And it's now overturned or come to consciousness that the FAA has secretly passed new regulations or guidelines to the FAA medical examiners in 2022 to expand the parameters of electrocardiograms to keep the pilots flying. So that's kind of interesting and alarming. And well, that's something that we should be aware of, and that was sneakily done, and that's keep the pilots flying. Obviously, they got heart problems.
Yeah, that is alarming, Barry. That's good information to have. If you find any more of that, send it our way. Roger?
Yeah, I'm a doom and gloomer. Yeah, I see all the bad stuff, so I'll keep you advised. That's all I have to say. I'll be listening, and thanks for working in that back. Thanks.
Very good, Barry. Thanks for checking in tonight. Good to hear from you. And I think this may be the best signal we've had from you, or at least as far as I can recall. Did you do something different with your antenna?
Same old stuff.
All right, well, it seems to be working. Thanks again for checking in, Barry. We'll say 73 and move down to our next check-in, KE0 Zulu X-Ray Lima. Miles, good evening.
Kilo Echo 0 Zulu X-Ray Lima. Yeah, this is Miles in Marionville. Yeah, I missed the last couple of weeks, but mostly because I forgot about it. But I'm going to need some help here. Going to be looking for a base station for the house. So I'm looking for something simple to start out and get into. I'm going to have to get this kind of like Johnny got his Cadillac, so I'm going to be looking for some advice and for some help getting a base station. I don't mind if it's something I got to fix. I'm sure I can get some help there from somebody out there to get something to fix, and an older radio. I've been looking on eBay, looking at old Heath kits or even some old Kenwoods. So I appreciate some advice here later on down the road. So maybe you guys can help me out. And if somebody's got something, I don't mind getting something and putting something on layaway, working with you guys to find something.
Well, very good, Miles. Thanks for checking in tonight. I'm sure amongst the group we'll find something for you. I've got an old ICOM 706 that I could part with. I'll have to get with you outside the net sometime and hash that out. You might be interested in it. Miles, anything else for the net?
Negative. Like I said, I'm just looking for a base station that I can put together, and like I said, I'm not too picky about it. I kind of like to get something that will match the radio I've got in the truck, so I can have something that's compatible, and that's about it.
Alrighty, well, I'm sure we can come up with something for you. I was just looking you up on QRZ. Do you have an email address on there so we could get a hold of you?
Affirmative. I've got email on the sheet that you guys handed out there at the Christmas party with both my email and phone number on it, so feel free to call. It should come up on caller ID, so I get a lot of junk mail calls, and so it comes up that way. I'll have a caller ID on it, and I'll answer the phone, and my email's on there as well, so feel free to send me something or send me a text, and I'll call you back.
Alrighty, sounds great, Miles. Well, thanks for checking in. We'll say 7-3 to you and move down to our next check-in. Whiskey Echo Zero Victor. Elaine, how are you this evening?
Sorry, did you holler at me?
Yes, ma'am. How are you this evening?
I'm fine. How about yourself?
Doing great, doing great. Had a pretty easy day at work and came home and ate some tacos and sat around for a few minutes before the net, and this is my favorite part of the week right here.
Mine too. I have a quick question. There's supposed to be a Ham Fest coming up on March 25th. Do you happen to know where the location is and when that all starts by chance?
I sure do. Yeah, March 25th is correct. It's at the Mark here in Mount Vernon. That's on the business loop on the west end of town. It's a big brick building, used to be a church. Doors will open at 8 a.m. and it runs through 1 p.m.
Okay. I don't know if you got a pen handy or not. I'll just go ahead and give you my email address to send me the address, because I'm visually impaired, can't write this down.
Sure, I can do that. Go ahead, Elaine.
Okay, I'll go ahead and give it phonetically. It's Delta, OSHA, Lima, Ida, Lima, the number 8 at yahoo.com.
All right, let me read that back to you. Delta, Oscar, Lima, India, Lima, the number 8.
Correct.
Alrighty, I have a copy of that flyer. I'll send it to you as soon as we're done here.
Alrighty, thank you. And you have a good evening, and I'll turn it back over to you. This is W0Z saying 7-3 for now.
Alrighty, thanks for checking in, Elaine. Good to hear from you. We'll get that flyer to you here shortly. Look forward to meeting you at the Hamfest coming up. We'll go down to the bottom of the list here with KF0HOD. Bob, how are you this evening?
And we're doing pretty well, Zach. I appreciate you running the net, and just wanted to check in. I've been in and out of the FM here. Can't remember how long it's been, maybe a week or two. But I've got the dipoles hanging on the ground today, which is quite disappointing. They were working quite well. Looks like I'm going to end up needing to put a tripod. I'm going to break down and put a tripod on the crest of my roof. And I'm just wondering if anybody had any good hints for poking holes in that nice new roof that I've got. It's only a year old, to make sure that I don't create any leaks. I'm certain it's going to be a point of issue with the warranty, but I don't see a way around it putting that tripod up there to put some strain relief on the center of my dipoles. So I'm open for suggestions. Other than that, it's the first of the year kind of stuff. Every doctor wants to have you come visit and get the beginning of the year stuff taken care of, so things have been a little busy, but I'm going to have to plan an antenna day or antenna party. Back to you, Zach, KF0HOD.
Alrighty, Bob, thanks for checking in tonight. There is a product that I've used recently on my roof after I found some roofing nails that had protruded from the shingles, which caused a leak in the living room, which soaked the insulation and ruined the sheetrock on the ceiling. Anyway, I can't remember the name of the product. I bought it at the local lumber yard. It's clear. I cannot remember the name of it. If you hang around after the net, I'll go grab that can and tell you the name. But it worked really well. It smells like rubber cement. You put it down, it dries, you put on another coat. Worked great. Stopped it up. I think that would do fine to seal around your fasteners. How about it? Anybody else out there got another solution for water tightening those anchors?
Flex seal works pretty good. KC0UK.
KC0UKA, go ahead.
I didn't use a tripod on my roof, but I used something that worked wonderful, and I didn't even have to put nails in it. You remember the big satellite dishes and the tubing that they ran from the center of the off the sides of the satellite dish, and it ran to the center out there away from it? Just bolt you 4 of them together and set it on top of the roof. And I was running the dipole off of it. Never moved at all. And it was up in some strong winds. I had tied it off at the ends of each of the dipoles at the end of the house. Works perfect. You don't have to put holes in your roof.
KF0HOD direct. Copy that. I'm kind of getting the picture. It's basically like 4 legs of a chair sitting down. Would that be what I'm looking at? Over.
Similar, but they're going to be angled out in 4 different directions, and it'll sit perfectly flat for you. And like I said, it worked wonders on the top of the roof I had. And my house the ends of it face north and south, and I was always having wind going from east to west. Never lost it once.
Roger that. Do appreciate it. I'll keep that in mind. And Zach, I'd be interested in that stuff anyway. It's always good to know what works well. And I copy the other operator had mentioned the Flex Seal. Seal up a storm door and turn it into a boat stuff. Back to you, sir.
Well, very good, Bob. Hope we found you some solutions there. We'll say 7-3 to you, and if you stick around after the net, I will go grab that can and get you the name of that stuff. We had KC0UKA drop in there, so Mike, why don't you go ahead and take your turn?
All right, I'll park this thing right quick, and then yeah, here we go. I just went out to eat and grabbed me something to eat because I haven't ate since this morning. Well, I had a good day today, and I finally figured out what was going on with my HF. The wires had somehow the wind had blown them and crossed them up with the main cable up on top, and it was causing me harsh reflection back into the radio, and I got it solved today because I took it down, put it back up, and it's working fine. Anyway, I'm going to have to figure out a way of keeping it from flipping over on the top of it and going around at the ends, which is surprising why it's doing it. I don't know. Anyway, that's about it for me. I'm just sitting here listening, and I'm going to go in and get me something ordered, and I'm going to sit down and eat some supper. KC0 UK.
Sounds like a plan, Mike. Thanks for checking in tonight. Hope dinner's a good one. Well, that brings us back down to the bottom of the list, so we'll ask again, are there any over-the-air check-ins for the OARSnet? Please come with your call phonetically and the regular way. This is W0ZAC.
Whiskey Alpha 6, Alpha Lima Bravo, WA6ALB, Matt in Mount Vernon.
Kilo Bravo 0, Romeo Hotel Alpha, KB0RHA, Rich, Mount Vernon.
Kilo Echo 0, Oscar Mike Juliet, KE0, ONJ, Roger in Ozark.
Greenfield. All right, let's hold it right there. There was a double right at the end, and I heard a station from Greenfield. Greenfield station, come again with your call.
November 0, Hotel Juliet Papa, N0, HJP, Henry in Greenfield.
Alrighty, thank you for the check-ins, folks. We'll jump up to the top of that list and start with WA6ALB. Matt, how are you this evening?
I'm doing well, Zach. Doing well. Kind of a quiet day today. Did a little exploring, and now we're just waiting for the rain to come back. We love the rain. Being from a part of the country we don't get much, we're loving it. And really enjoyed the meeting last Saturday. Had a great time. Back to you, Zach, WA6ALB.
Alrighty, Matt. Thanks for checking in tonight. Good to hear from you. Got any plans for field day?
Not yet. Not yet. I think, I know it was brought up briefly at the meeting. Has anything been nailed down yet? I don't remember.
I don't know of any club plans for field day. We had talked about the POTA activations coming up later this year, but I don't recall field day. If anybody knows different, hop in and correct me.
Comment?
Sounded like Wes. Go ahead.
Yeah, the June POTA activation falls on field day, and we were thinking that we would try to do field day at the same time that we're doing the POTA activation. But as far as winter field day, I don't believe there was anything planned club-wise.
Oh, okay. The June one will land on the field day. That's cool. I didn't put that together the other night. Well, that'll be a cool day for sure. Let's jump back over to WA6ALB. Matt, you got anything else for the net this evening?
Nope. That's good info to have. Okay. So POTA works for field day. Excellent. Sounds good. All right. Take care, Zach. Thanks for doing the net, and we'll talk to you next time, WA6ALB.
All right, Matt, good to hear from you tonight. Look forward to hearing from you again next week. Going down to our next check-in is KB0RHA. Rich, how are you this evening?
Doing pretty good today. Just kind of a slow day today. Enjoying the decent weather out there, so I hope everybody was able to enjoy it some. Anyway, that's about all I got for the net. 7-3s to everybody. Kind of looking forward to whatever kind of field day you guys can put together. I'd like to show up and put in my 2 cents worth anyway. Anyway, 7-3s everybody. KB0RHA.
Thanks for checking in tonight, Rich. Yeah, we look forward to having you at the next event. It'll be fun. As many folks as we can get involved, the better, in my opinion. Thanks again for checking in. We'll say 7-3 and jump down to KE0OMJ. Roger, how are you this evening?
KE0OMJ, all doing pretty good. Just trying to enjoy the weather and get a little bit of work done on the side, but just relaxing. Sounds like you guys have some big plans for your field day / POTA day.
Yeah, we've got a few tentative club POTA events in the works coming up this year. Nothing formal for Winter Field Day this month, but coming up springtime and summertime, we've got a few things on the slate, so should be a good time.
Well, that'll be good, and I'll be listening. Maybe I'll pop in and help out, add some numbers for you.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. The more the merrier. And we know you've got some experience with POTA under your belt, too. Alrighty, Roger. Well, thanks for checking in tonight. We'll say 7-3 to you and go down to our next check-in, N0HJP. Henry, how are you this evening?
N0HJP. Well, I'm doing pretty good. I've been trucking over the past couple weeks. I just got a couple hours of home time, so I figured I might hop in over here to my uncle's house and check in onto the net. Why not?
Well, it's the perfect thing to do on a Tuesday night, in my opinion. Good to hear from you, Henry. Where you been driving?
Well, they had me up in Chicago, I think a week ago, and after that I went over to North Carolina, picked up some chicken, brought it over to Kirksville, Missouri, and I dropped down to Springfield to take some classes tomorrow, so we get it figured out. I'm all over the place. I don't know.
Yeah, you've been all over. Well, luckily the weather hadn't been terrible for being out on the road. Glad you made it home safe. Well, thanks for checking in with us tonight, Henry. Hope we can hear from you again soon. We'll say 7-3 to you, and that brings us down to the bottom of the list. So we'll ask again, are there any over-the-air check-ins for the OARS net? Please come with your call sign, both phonetically and the regular way. This is W0ZAC.
Kilo 5 Alpha November Whiskey. K5AW, Daryl, Springdale.
All right, we got one more, K5ANW. Daryl, how are you this evening?
I'm doing pretty good, Zach. At least I haven't tripped over the cat or dumped coffee on my router or anything like that lately. So it's been a pretty good day for me.
Well, I reckon any day is a good day that none of those things happen.
I did exactly that about 3 months ago. Knocked over a cup of coffee and drowned my router. That created some aggravation. And I got busy, and while I was kind of bent out of shape about my router, headed toward the kitchen to get me a towel, tripped over my dadgum cat and skinned my knee pretty good when I hit the floor. I hate carpet burns. But at any rate, I decided I'm not going to do that anymore. And my cat still has not figured out, don't walk in front of me and stop. Because he'll get booted every time. And just about every day he gets booted. He's kind of set in his ways too, I guess.
Well, it sounds like it. You gotta watch out for those mobile tripping hazards, eh?
Yes, sir. That's an absolute fact. Nevertheless, and no, I'm not going to. I'll start to tell you another little story, but I don't think I will. Everybody's experienced things their dogs do, so I won't get into that right now. Anyway, I'm going to cut you loose. Hopefully someone else will check in with you. I really appreciate you running this net, and I like this net. Anytime I get a chance to check into it, I always enjoy listening to all the folks participating. And I'm the one that mentioned Flex Seal. I didn't get my call sign out at the time because I had the sandwich poised to go right between my teeth. But anyway, I'm claiming credit for it now. Back to you, Zach. K5ANW 73, sir.
Thanks for checking in tonight, Daryl. Always good to hear from you, and good, strong signal, as always. Look forward to hearing from you again next week. We're back to the bottom of the list. Any more check-ins for the OARS net, please come now. W0ZAC.
WB0OQV, Whiskey Bravo 0, Oscar, Queen Victor, Jim in Marionville.
Kilo Bravo 0, Bravo Oscar Papa, Gary, KB0BOP in Verona.
Zach, can you take one of the proxy?
Sure thing, go ahead.
W7UFO. His name is Phil. He lives at Rogers. His antennas are down, and I just got a text from him and asked me to check him in. He's working on getting his antennas up here, hopefully pretty soon, and he wants to check in with you. So anyway, there it is, sir. K5AW.
Alrighty, thank you for that, Daryl. We'll give an honorary check-in to W7UFO Phil down in Rogers. We'll wave a hand from Missouri, and hopefully you get those antennas up and we can get you on the air next week. We'll jump up to the top of the list here to WB0OQV. Jim, how are you this evening?
Good evening, Zach. It's WB0QV. Doing okay. I just got back from St. Louis. Had to make a trip to Barnes for a check-in, so to speak. So, been a long day. And other than that, not much. I just got the radios turned on a few minutes ago, so I thought I'd check in and see what everybody was up to. Did get one surprise. I got a LOTW confirmation today from Mongolia. It only took a year, so I guess that was a good one. Anyway, that's about it, Zach. Glad to hear everybody on the net, and we'll catch you later. W0ZAC, WB0QV.
Alrighty, well thanks for checking in tonight. Always good to hear from you, and glad you finally got that after a long wait. We'll say 7-3, and thanks for checking in. We'll jump down to our next check-in, WB0BOP. Gary, how are you this evening?
I'm okay. That's KB0BOP. Nothing much going on down in Verona. So I'll just stand clear and let's see if somebody else wants to check in.
Alrighty, Gary. Well, thanks for checking in. You got any plans for Winter Field Day?
No, don't have no plans at all. I just take things as they come one at a time.
Well, that's a fine way to be, I suppose. Well, thanks again for checking in. We'll say 7-3, and we're back to the bottom of the list. Any more check-ins for the OARS net, please call now.
K0 RWD, Kilo 0 Romeo Whiskey Delta. I'm probably just like everybody else. I'm sort of tired of this wind, but I guess we don't have a choice. But so far, all the antennas are working just great, so we need to be thankful for that. But so that's just about all I've got, so you're doing a great job. And all clear, K0 RWD.
Very good, Ron. Thanks for checking in tonight. We missed you at the meeting last week. How about you? You got plans for Winter Field Day?
Well, no, I haven't yet.
Well, you still got time. You could put some plans together. Alrighty, we're back at the bottom of the list. We'll go one more round. Any more calls for the, any more check-ins for the OARS net? Please call now, W0ZAC.
Kilo 0 Lima Alpha Foxtrot, K0 LAF, Charlie in Republic.
K0 LAF. Charlie, how are you this evening?
Oh, doing well, Zach. It's been a long day. Did some driving today up toward Lake of the Ozarks. And just want to check in for the count, say hi to everybody, and you can also check in N0ING. That's November 0, India, November Golf. Brenda, she's across the room sitting in the chair, can't reach the microphone. Back to you.
All right, another twofer. Well, thanks for checking in. Good to hear from you tonight. And I've got N0ING, Brenda, got her on the log as well. With the two of you, that brings us up to 23 so far. Thanks for checking in this evening. Hope you have a good rest of the week. And how about it? You guys got plans for Winter Field Day?
As of now, I think my plan is to stay in by the fire.
Well, it is January, so that's probably not a bad idea as well. Well, thanks again for checking in. Great to hear from you. We're back at the bottom of the list. Any more check-ins for the OARS net, please call now.
Kilo Echo 0, Yankee Mike Z, KE0YMZ, David, Springfield.
KE0YMZ. Go ahead, David.
Thank you for letting me into the net tonight, Zach. I've been listening to the net throughout as I did the dishes and cooked my supper, and I'm about halfway through my supper now. So, but I wanted to be sure and jump in and check in. So, again, thanks for letting me in. KE0YMZ.
Well, it's our pleasure to have you, David, anytime. Every Tuesday at 7 p.m. we'll be right here. And if you're D-Star capable, we've got the D-Star net on Mondays at 8 p.m. And then, of course, with the third net that's new, will be the first Saturday of the month at 7 p.m. a Simplex net on 146.460. So if you can make it into any of those, we'd love to have you there as well. Alrighty, we're back at the bottom of the list. Any more check-ins? Any more check-ins for the OARS net? Please call now.
W0HSN.
W0HSN. How are you this evening?
I'm tired. How about you?
Yeah, it's been a long day, and I'm wore out. And I think this old man's going to bed early tonight. I heard you mention D-Star. I wasn't aware you had D-Star on the repeater down there. I ordered a new radio today. I ordered the Icom 5100, and anxiously waiting for it to arrive. I've never used D-Star, so maybe I can get that thing programmed up and get it working there. Other than that, not a whole lot going on. Went in for my first cardiac therapy today, and wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be, but I'm still tired. So anyway, I'll turn it back to you and let you get on with the net. Thanks for getting us in tonight. Everybody's sounding good up here on the lake. W0HSN.
Well, thank you for being here. It's our pleasure. Yes, we do have a D-Star machine, 444.150. We've got a few guys on the net here that are gaining more experience all the time with D-Star. I can't tell you much about it myself. I am by no means an expert. But we've got a lot of guys that hang out on the 2-meter repeater that can surely help you out. And that ID 5100 is a pretty popular radio right now. I'm talking to you on one right now. So thanks for being in there tonight. Good to hear from you as always. If you need any help with that D-Star stuff, just holler out. I'm sure somebody here will have some advice for you. Well, that brings us back to the bottom of the list, and we'll try it one more time. Any over-the-air check-ins for the OARS net, please call now. All right, last call. Any check-ins for the OARS net, please call now. This is Whiskey 0 Zulu Alpha Charlie. Okay, I think we're going to call that a net. That was a good one. Lots of check-ins, a lot of interaction. That's a good net. My favorite night of the week. Before we end tonight, I wanted to leave you with the joke of the day, because my wife bought me a desk calendar with a different joke for every day, and I thought this one was funny. So what's the coolest thing about Switzerland? I don't know, but the flag is a big plus. Haha. All right, so tonight we have a total of 25 check-ins, including myself. Thank you to all stations who checked in this evening. We look forward to hearing from you again next Tuesday at 7 p.m. local time, and next Monday at 8 p.m. local time on the D-Star machine. I'll now close this net and return the repeater to regular amateur radio use. 73 W0ZAC, clear.
Great net. Wow. All right, cool. 73 N0MLP.